In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can make the SnowDrop cardigan in adult sizes. Here I started the cardigan. I already made 12 rounds. I'm using this yarn, my Madame Tricot Paris Tango. It's 100% acrylic and the recommended needle is 6/8, and I'm using an 8mm crochet hook. I just started here. We will work together until the armpit, the two front panels and the back panels. And here I marked because you saw that we will do some the pockets, 2 pockets. And if you want your cardigan to be longer, please add here more rounds. So I made 12 rounds. If you want to make it longer, please add more rounds. Then we will start to work only the front panel until the stitch that I marked here. This will be the pocket opening, and for size S you'll have to work for the front panels only 23 stitches. For size M, 26 stitches, for size L, 28, and for size XL, 30. This amount of stitches is, and in total, you'll have to chain at the beginning 100 stitches for S, 110 for M, 118 for L, and 126 for XL. You can find all this information on my blog. I will let the link in the description below. So now we are working the pockets, and as I said, you'll have to work the front panels only the stitches until the pocket opening, and I said 23 for S, 26 for M, 28 for L and for large, and 30 for X large. And we will work only this in these stitches, 1 single crochet in each stitch. You saw that the main stitch here is a single crochet. So we will work only in these stitches for 13 rounds. So this is the height of the pocket, 13 rounds. If you want your pocket to be higher than that, you can add more rounds if you want. I found it that it's if my hand is I can put my hand through, then it's okay. So we will continue to work 1 single crochet in each stitch in only the number of stitches that I told you for 13 rounds. And we will work similar the other front panel. So counting 30, 23, 26, 28 and 30 until you will have in total 13 rounds. We are not counting the rounds from the beginning, so I had 12 rounds at the beginning of the cardigan until I started to make this pocket, so I'm not counting those 12. This 13 that I'm saying now is only for the pocket high. I will repeat again, if you want your cardigan to be longer, instead of 12 rounds before to start the pocket, you may add more rounds if you want. Now I will continue to just work the front panel as I told you, 13 rounds in the only stitches until here. You saw that now it looks like this. So basically this will be the pocket edge here, and I will continue to work like this for 13 rounds. Then I will repeat the same procedure with the other front panel, working the same. Look, here is the first front panel that I've made. So the 13 rounds that I've made here. Again, if you want your pocket to be higher than that, you can add a few more rounds here. Now I will continue the same with the other front. I'll just take the stitch marker here. So again, you'll have to mark counting from the front panel edge, 23 stitches for S, 26 for medium, 28 for large, and 30 for X large. Now I will do the 13 rounds on the other front, and then I will explain you how to continue with the back. If you want to keep in order these panels, you can work like in the same direction, so front panel, back, and then the other front panel, and then when you turn you just make the whole round. But for beginners, I found it easier in this way, just to work the two front panels. Even if you will cut the yarn and join it again, I don't think that is a problem, but perhaps it is more easier in this way, I don't know. But you can choose how to work this part. Now we'll continue with the other front, working the same 13 rounds, just in the stitches that I've told you so. So here are the two front panels worked. You can see here, I will just cut the yarn from here because I don't need it anymore here. And now we will start to work the back. And for the back we will add an extension, because basically we will work now the how deep the pocket will be. So we will have an extension, and you can look at your front panel and see how deep you want your pocket to be and just count the stitches. I just put 14 stitches. I consider that they are enough, but if you want your pocket to be deeper than that, you can add more stitches. And we will start the back panel like this. We will just chain first the number of stitches that we need for the pocket. So I will chain here 14 stitches. And then this chain, I will join it with my back. So here this will be the depth of the pocket, and now I will join this chain in the very first stitch of the back side, okay, with a single crochet, of course, and then I will continue to work. See, so here is the last stitch of the front panel, so I will join the chain in the next stitch, and then continue working one single crochet in each stitch until you'll get to the other end, to the end of the back side, basically when we will meet with a stitch before to meet the other front panel that it's already worked. Remember that you'll have to work for the back panel the same number of rounds as for the front panels. Here I am at the end of the back side, and I will chain here 14. So I make the extension. I will make the extension for the pockets on the other side as well. Like so, and then I will just turn my work and start to work sorry, I think my camera dropped here. Sorry. And then I will just start to work one single crochet in each stitch. including the stitches of this chain and the other one on the other side. Remember that this round with this row basically with the chain is basically the first row of the back side, and you'll have to have in total 13 rows, the same amount of rows as for the front panel. So don't count the extension rows, because in this part will be less rows than in the other part, because we have one row that is a chain. So we will count the rows on the back side and make sure that you have 13 rows, the same number of rows that you worked for the front panel. And basically after finishing with this back side, the whole thing with the pockets is done. So it's not too hard to make those pockets, but I found it that it might be useful for an adult, I don't know, maybe for children too, but I consider that maybe you will want to have them. If you don't want to have pockets, then you will just have to continue working until the armpit, the number of rounds and that you need, without splitting and working this extension that I've just worked here. So just working each stitch, the number of rounds, I think I have 14 to the 40 to the armpit, but if you want to be longer cardigan, you can add more rounds. I'll just continue here to work my back side, and then we will meet at the end just to see how we will work the next round. And basically on the next round we will join the extensions that we've made with the side of the cardigan, with the other side of the cardigan, actually the front panels, just to join the upper part of the pockets, and then we will just have to sew the other two parts, but we will meet there. So just continue and work 13 rounds for the back side here. So I just finished the back side of the pocket. You see that I've put here, this is the back, so here is our pocket, and I put here some stitch markers. It's not like I'm marking something, but just I want to make sure that the two pieces are and the stitches are aligned perfectly, because I will have to join, and we will have to join these two parts together, working the single crochet through the both stitches of the extension and of the front panel. That's why I'm putting a stitch marker here, just to know and to keep it in place, the stitches can be kept in place and be more easier to just work through them. So you can put a stitch marker on the other part too, just to be sure where you will have to stop working just in the front panel, and where you will have to start to work the both pieces together. Because basically right now we will just join the extension of the pockets with the front side, and then we will continue to work normally our cardigan until we will get to the armpit. You can count the stitches here as well. So remember that we have 14 stitches for the extension, and for example 23 stitches for the front panel for size S. So you just can calculate the stitches and see how many stitches do you have to work before starting to join the two parts together. And again, count the number of stitches. Make sure that you have the same number of stitches on one side and on the other. Here, I should put a stitch marker here to be more easier and grab the stitches and make them. Okay, and now just work the single crochet through both stitches. So through the stitch of the extension of the pocket and through the stitches of the front panel. And until you'll see here how I am working on, just for you to know, because maybe you don't you are not very used with this brand of yarn, Madame Tricot Paris. It's a very soft yarn and is 100% premium acrylic, as I told you, but as a yarn weight is number 5, so it's a bulky yarn. I think you'll find a lot of yarn substitution for this kind of yarn, so I don't think you'll find a problem to just find a similar width yarn to just make this cardigan. Or you can try, because this is a 12 ply yarn, maybe you can join 2 strands and work with 2 strands of 5 ply or something like that. I think it will have the same thickness and weight. Okay, this is the last stitch, and now look, I just joined the top of the pocket. And at the end you will just have to sew these parts here just to close the pocket. And now I will continue to work 1 single crochet in each stitch until I will get to the other pocket and proceed the same as in this side. And after finishing this round and joining here the 2 pieces together, you'll continue to the armpit to work 1 single crochet in each stitch for 15 more rounds, so to have 40 rounds in total. And remember, if you want a longer cardigan, just add at the bottom. Here I am. I get, these are the pockets. I think it looks nice with those 2 pockets here. And now I put some stitch markers. I know that I don't have basically stitch marker. I'm just using some strands of yarn, because we will split this part at the armpit. We will split the front, the armhole. We will add some stitches for the armhole and the back side. And you'll have to count the number of stitches for the front. We will add 28 stitches for the front, 4 stitches for the armhole, and 34 stitches for the back. This is for a small size. Then 32 for front, 4 for the armhole, and 38 for the back for the medium. Then 35 with 4 and 40 for the back for large, and 38 for the front, 4 stitches for the sleeves, and 42 for the back for the XL, X large. And then we will continue, after marking this number of stitches, we will continue to work the 3 parts individual, so the front panels and the back panel. And you'll continue to work 18 rounds for the S small, 19 for medium, 20 for large, and 21 for X large. This will be the armhole depth. Yes, so work the 3 pieces separately, front panels and back panels. You let the stitches, the 4 stitches for the sleeve apart, so don't work anything in them. And after that we will meet again just to see how we will continue this cardigan. So I just finished the 18 rounds that I have to make for the small size. I let here on the left side, I let some buttonholes on the round 13 and 16. I just keep 2 stitches, and now we will have to sew on the shoulders. And for the shoulders you'll have to sew 10 stitches for small in each size, 12 stitches for medium, 13 for large, and 14 for X large. And this what I'm showing you here is the sleeve. This will be the sleeve. Basically we will work the sleeve in the same manner for all sizes, only the beginning will be different. because we will chain more stitches. So for size small, you'll have to chain 20 stitches, for medium 22, for large 24, and for X large 26 stitches. This would be the amount of stitches that you'll have to chain for the sleeve. I just made a tutorial, and also I think in the written pattern is written the same. It's the same length of the sleeve, or a small variation for large and X large, but you can adjust the length of it as you wish, and I will told you how you can do that. First, you can make at the beginning more rounds until you start to increase, or at the end. Now on the first round we will just start to make one single crochet in each stitch, and we will continue to work one single crochet in each stitch for 4 rounds. We will do the first increase on the row 5th. And here, if you want a longer sleeve, you can add more rounds here, but not too many, because at some point you'll need that your sleeve to be larger than the cuffs. So you can make, instead of 4, maybe 6, 7, 8, I don't know. You'll have to measure it. After finishing the first 4 rounds, we will start to increase. On the round 5th, it will be the first round with increases, and we will do an increase at the beginning. So in the first stitch we will work 2 single crochet in the same stitch, then we will continue with 1 single crochet in each stitch until we will get to the end of the round, actually at the last stitch here, and we will increase in the last stitch as well. So this was the first increase. Then after this first increase, so after row 5, we will continue to make 9 more rounds without increasing, and then we will increase again. Basically we will do the increases as you saw at the beginning and at the end of the round. At round 5, at round 15, at row 20, 25 and 35. So we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds in which we will do this increase. Here I am at the second increase, so I am at the round 15 here, and I will repeat basically the round 5, working 2 single crochet in the first stitch, then working 1 single crochet in each stitch until I will get to the last stitch of this round. And as I said, we will work repeat this round with increasing at row 5, row 15, 20, 25 and 35. Is the same for all sizes, so there's nothing to do here, so just work the same. You saw that we actually start with more stitches for each size, so this pattern for increasing should work okay for all the sizes. And basically we will keep working like this until we will get to row 35. The row 35 will be the last row with the 2 increases at the beginning and at the end of the round. And I think we will meet there just to explain you how we will continue with the sleeve. Okay, so as I said, And I will repeat again because in the video I think this is what I'm doing now is explain you with the increases. So increase at row 5, at row 15, at row 20, 25 and 35. Okay, so I think this is the row 35 that I will do right now. So this will be the last row with an increase. So this is the row 35. Then you will have to continue with 5 more rounds for sizes S and M, and 7 more rounds for large and X large without increasing. And in this way, after these 5 or 7 rounds, we will get to the armpit. As I said, you can adjust the length of the sleeve here as well, so working more rounds more rows if you want, until you will get to the armpit. If you wish that your sleeve to be longer, then you can add more rows here. Then after finishing these 5 rounds, let's say, we will have to decrease, starting the decrease just to form the shoulder, the upper part of the sleeve. And I will tell you how you can do that. Basically are a few decreases that we will do. Basically we will decrease on each round at every beginning and at every end of the row. So this part until here is the same. You can add more rounds on this on these rows after the last decrease. Now I'm at the row 36 and I'm doing 1 single crochet in each stitch, and I will keep repeating this row for 4 more rows until I will have in total 40. Here I am after the 5 rows, or if you are working a bigger size like large or X large, here will be 7 rows, straight rows, and we will start to decrease right now. And we will do that working in the first 2 stitches 2 single crochet together, and working in the last 2 stitches the same 2 single crochet together. So we will decrease at every beginning and at every end of the row until we will work, and we will work in this way for size S 12 rows, for size medium 13 rows, for size large 13 rows as well, and for X large 14 rows. So working this number of rows, decreasing at every beginning and at every end of the row, and basically after that the sleeves are done. Just like so. So decrease in the first 2 stitches, and last 2 stitches you will work 2 single crochet together. If you want, you can skip 1 stitch. Might be a way to make this decrease at the beginning and at the end if you want, but I think it will be more easier than with sewing the sleeve, just to have the 2 stitches worked together here. So here at the end of the row I just work the 2 single crochet together, and then I will turn my work and repeat in the first 2 stitches 2 single crochet together, and then I will continue working 1 single crochet in each stitch until I will get to the end of the row and have 2 more stitches. And this is it, our cardigan. We'll have to sew here the sleeves. So sew the sleeves from the cardigan, and then sew the basically the interior of the sleeve. and we only have to work the collar after sewing the sleeves, and then this will be done. I know that maybe you notice here that my sleeves has another color, another shade. This is because I had this yarn for a long time ago, and I have this cardigan. I wanted to make it. When I started doing it, I realized that the yarn won't be enough, and then when I want to order more, the yarn was out of stock, so I had to find a similar shade, but I couldn't. So I just bought the most appropriate shade, and of course I needed the same weight of yarn, so this was a little bit tricky, but I'm not mad with this yarn and these different color shades of the sleeves. I used the same color for the sleeves with the collar, so I think it worked well. Now we are working the collar, baby. Actually we are just doing starting with in one corner of the front panel, and make one single crochet all over the front panel, back panel, and the other front panel, so all over the neckline basically. And you'll keep working these rows until you have the desired height of your collar. I think I work in total 8 rows or 10, I don't remember exactly. I can count to tell you exactly, but I think that I will add a few more rows, because after I put it on, I noticed that bigger collar, I need a bigger collar, might look different with a bigger collar. So just work one single crochet in each stitch around your neckline for as many rows as you want. And basically after that, after completing the collar, don't forget about sewing the pockets, and then sewing the buttons of course, and basically the cardigan is done. Actually it's more like a jacket, not like a cardigan, but it's very comfy, and believe me, since I finish it, I just keep wearing it. So hope you enjoy.